Damn, how much piss you got in there, boy?
Good morning, YouTube. I was hospitalized last week. Here's a little bit of context.
They let me know that I'm actually dealing with a little bit of like dry mouth, which is leading to some gum, like irritation and whatnot.
So after my dentist visit, they were very worried about my gums and the dryness. So that's actually a clear sign, from what I understand, of somebody who has diabetes. They recommended I get some blood work done, and after getting some blood work done, I went to an endocrinologist with my results. And what we ended up finding out was really crazy. So if you don't know, when you get your blood work done, you have to fast the morning of so they can get an accurate reading. What they ended up finding is that my glucose levels, from what I understand, was over 300 after not eating anything, which is kind of crazy. Because that reading was so high, they ended up pricking my finger while I was there to test what my current glucose levels were at, and it was not good. For some context, a healthy heart is usually between the ranges of 80 to 120. When they did my reading, they found that I was at 550 milligrams per deciliter. What the endocrinologist told me is I was basically 50 milligrams per deciliter away from going into a coma. Now, the reason why my levels were so high at that moment was I literally had 5 biscuits and gravy right before I went in. And the main things that can raise your levels is carbs and sugar. Right away, my endocrinologist said that I needed to go to the hospital, to the emergency room, and get pumped full of fluids. Now, it was very strange because I didn't feel any different than I have in the last, I want to say, 2.5 years. Just to find out that I had been rationalizing a ton of symptoms that pre-diabetics face before they're officially diagnosed. So some of those symptoms that I was facing that I completely blew off was being constantly thirsty. I literally was having to pee in the middle of the night at least 3 to 4 different times. I could never sleep through the entire night. Another one was depression, and being completely vulnerable here. Depression was another thing that I'd been facing for about 2.5 years, and I honestly had no idea why. No matter what I did, no matter how much I worked, I had no umph in my life, if you know what I mean. Another thing I was facing was fatigue. So while I was at the gym, my workouts were never the same. I didn't get good pumps. I just felt like I didn't have enough energy ever to get through my entire workout. That also being said, I was eating 6 meals per day and not gaining a single pound. I was actually losing weight, which blew my mind and blew everybody else's mind around me. Now looking back, those are all symptoms, and it makes complete sense now, and honestly kind of gave me a sense of relief. I understood why I was feeling the way I did and could make a change about it. My endocrinologist was so worried about my levels that she actually sent me straight to the ER. She wouldn't let me drive myself even there. I had to either take an ambulance or have one of my family members pick me up. So to me at the time, it didn't make any sense why she was taking it as serious as she did. Now I know why. So while I was there, she actually showed me how to take my first insulin shot. If you've ever given yourself a shot before, just getting over the mental side of it, of kind of sticking a needle in yourself, is a really weird thing to get over. Luckily, I have a great support group around me, and my family was there for me the entire night. My mom actually stayed at the hospital with me all night as they kept taking blood work and pumping me full of fluids. For some more context, there are 2 kinds of diabetes. There's type 1, which is the kind you are born with, and then there's type 2, which is the kind you can develop depending on your eating habits and all that kind of stuff. My endocrinologist feared that I was a type 1, and this is something that was non-reversible. To hear that news was heartbreaking. I'm not officially diagnosed yet. She wanted to make sure that I got some more blood work done after my body had kind of come out of shock from how high my numbers were. So if you're type 1, basically your pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin for your body to function properly. Now, as I stated earlier, the main things that can affect your levels are carbs and sugar. I work out all the time, but my diet was not great. Yes, I'd have chicken and rice, beef and rice at least once a day, but I was having a bagel in the morning as soon as I woke up with my coffee. I was having eggs, which is totally fine, in egg whites, but then you add in 4 waffles, this is every morning, Raisin Bran, at least twice a day. And in the Raisin Bran, I would have at least 3 to 4 cups per bowl, like I said, about twice a day. Now, in 1 cup of Raisin Bran, there is 46 grams of carbs. And that's just 1 cup, right? Then you can imagine also the amount of rice I was eating. I was eating rice with probably 3 to 4 meals out of my day. I've got an appointment coming up where we're gonna go over my new blood work results and see if my pancreas is actually producing insulin. This will be a clear decider if I'm type 1 or not. Now, as you can probably guess, there are some major lifestyle changes that I'm gonna have to make. The first thing is limiting the amount of carbs that I have and the amount of sugar that I take in. So, if you think about all the things that have carbs in it, pasta, pizza, just the hamburger buns, french fries, all that kind of stuff, no more. Technically, I still can have that stuff by taking more insulin, but that is not the goal here. So my diet has consisted of protein and veggies only. I really have been limiting the amount of carbs that I take because I'm not looking to take more insulin. I'm looking to change my diet for the better. So, besides the food aspect, I have to take insulin through a needle in my stomach before every meal, and then I have to take another one at night. So right now I'm taking about 4 to 5 different shots every single day, and then on top of that, putting in a glucose tracker every 15 days. So some out there are 10 days. This is nice because I get the extra 5. That kind of tells me what my levels are at, so I can dose appropriately. So could be worse. This thing's pretty small, you know. I could have the mentality that, you know, oh, this sucks, this is life-changing, and just be super down bad with it. But dude, I could have had cancer. One of my siblings could have gotten it. Like, it could have been way worse, and I'm just glad it's not that serious. Yes, it's serious, but it's something that I can manage. I can change my diet. Done it before when I did my 1 competition, so I'm not worried about the discipline. I'm just grateful that I'm still around, and like my endocrinologist, she was worried that I'd pass away alone in my apartment before the holidays, so it could have been so much worse. So just, it's all about mentality, right? What I'm not looking for in this video is for any kind of like sympathy. I also want to open up with you guys about what my goals are for the channel and why I'm documenting my life, right? So my goals for the channel, 1, I would like to hit over 6 figures a month with my production company by 2030. I also want to start a clothing brand that I can share with you guys. So I have started a clothing brand in the past. It was called Ekla. When I was making the clothes and whatnot, I just didn't have the money, right, to invest in a product that I was truly very proud of. The quality was okay. No, I didn't have a bunch of money to invest in a bunch of stock, so it was print on demand. Things even like the packaging, right? I really wanted to go super special on the packaging, so the whole thing was an entire experience. So I took a step back and I kind of decided what I need to prioritize on, so someday I can start that clothing brand again. So I've been focusing full-heartedly in the production company. Like I said, the goal is to scale it to over 6 figures a month, which I do want to document on this channel. Now, when it comes to personal goals, I really only have one. And obviously, you know, I do the fitness stuff and whatnot. That's really not a goal for me. I don't see myself competing ever again, like on a bodybuilding stage or anything like that. As much as I want to be a pro bodybuilder or something like that, I'm very realistic, right? So I'm not going to push the bodybuilding as hard as some other people will. I'm proud of what physique I've developed and what physique I'm going to continue to develop over time, but I am realistic. I know I'm not going to be a pro bodybuilder. I know I'm not going to make a bunch of money from competing or anything like that. So I'd like to focus more on the business, but when it comes to the personal stuff, my goal is just to be more spontaneous, right? I'm so used to, you know, not going out or not hanging out with friends and stuff like that, and just kind of being alone and working. And life is not all about work. My goal is just to push myself to do things that I wouldn't normally do. So those are kind of my 3 main goals. Get the production company over 6 figures a month, start up a successful clothing brand that I can share with you guys, and then the 3rd one is to do more spontaneous shit. So let's get back to the crib. So another thing when it comes to taking insulin that you can expect is weight gain. So I had not faced any kind of weight gain while I was eating 6 meals a day plus, right? I gained 12 pounds in under 1 week. So, speaking of being spontaneous, my friend hit me up last minute and he said that he was planning on going up north just for the day. It's about like a 3-hour drive there and back, but just to go up north and go ski for the day. Now, usually I would say no to something like this, but basically I want to go on this trip just to prove to myself that I can go and that this whole situation is not going to hold me back. I'm super pumped. I'm all packed now and I think I'm going to go to bed here. And I got to get up bright and early in the morning, about 4:30. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the morning. It is currently 5:40 in the morning, so the only reason that I am up right now is because I am meeting up with an old friend, actually all the way from elementary school. So we're going up north to go snowboarding for the day, which should be a ton of fun. I'm gonna meet up with him right now at Target. We're gonna carpool all the way there. It's about like a 3-hour drive. What is up, dude?
What's up, man?
Excited?
Damn right I am.
Dude, it's been a fucking minute.
I'm so pumped.
Me too.
I don't have much time left here. That's just how it goes. I'm getting drunk by the water. Hey, I'm getting fucked up and everybody knows. But that's just how it goes. I'm getting lazy on the coast. I'm getting lazy. I'm getting lazy. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus! Bear Grylls! The trail's here, by the way.
Haven't seen you in a while.
My legs! My legs! God damn, how much piss you got in there, boy?
Yeah.
Oh, Ty, I'm looking at the sky. Heyo! Oh, I'm